Hello, butterflies, and thank you for joining us for Butterfly Tea Time. I hope that you have your tea and your coffee ready. Today, we're diving in with Miss Jill. She is CEO of Nubo Company, helping you and bringing healthy eating to your fingertips. And let me tell you, her food looks amazing. Welcome,
Man,
Jill.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity and I'm excited to be here with y'all.
of
So
course.
we just want to say happy Love Day. We've been kind of doing the theme. Last week we did caregivers and that form of love. Now we're talking about self-love, and we're also going to be going over some aphrodisiacs that you can use that are found in food for this special
Ooh,
Valentine's Day. So very exciting.
yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So Jill, tell me about like what inspired you to create your company.
Yeah, so New You Cooking was really created on the concept of my own personal development and really becoming the new me. And I just have been really involved in health and wellness for a long time and never really made it a company. So back in 2019, when I really dove deep into my own personal development and coming out of a toxic, relationship and really rebuilding who I was as an individual and learning who I am because I got lost in that process. So really focusing in on who am I, what do I want to contribute to society, and that's how New You Cooking became a brand. I really found that it was really important to educate and empower and inspire all people how to live a healthy life. And I wanted to make this information accessible to all people. So that's how New You Cooking was born.
Wow. I know I was looking at some of your videos and the photos on your food. Everything looks not only amazing and delicious, but it looks very healthy and it looks like lots and lots of nutrients go into your cooking.
Yes, definitely. We do use a wide variety of vegetables and beans, legumes, different grains, because when we're creating a healthy lifestyle, we have to have a wide variety of with lots of different ingredients. And when we are able to have a wide variety of different ingredients, we're getting vitamins and minerals from all those different sources. So it's really, I know that we've all heard eat the rainbow, and that is so
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
All the different colors of the rainbow in these foods have different vitamins and minerals. So it is really important to have a wide variety in our diet.
So is most of your cooking plant-based or vegetarian?
Yeah, so I want to go into the differences between what is vegan, what is vegetarian, and what is plant-based. I think that is really important to understand what are those differences.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
vegetarian is somebody that eats eggs and dairy and no meat.
Okay.
I've been vegetarian before. I kind of liked it, but I ended up eating a lot of carbs. I don't think that's the correct
Exactly.
way to do it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I ended up doing it too
Did
because it
you?
forces you to because you can't eat anything else, so you gravitate towards the sugar, the carbs.
Yeah, so vegan is you don't eat any animal products whatsoever. You don't consume any animal byproducts, and some vegans don't even wear leather or any type of like nothing
Hmm.
with an animal byproduct, silk or anything. And then a plant-based diet is when you have limited amounts of quality sourced meat and eggs. You don't consume dairy,
Okay.
and it's very and also a whole foods plant-based diet is someone who stays away from processed food as well. So I'll tell you guys a little bit of background for myself. So I am about to be 38 at the end of this month. And when I was 10 years old, I decided to be vegetarian. So I decided to be a vegetarian because I never liked the taste, the texture, or the fact that I was eating one of my animal friends because I grew up on a farm in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And so for 20 years, I was vegetarian. So I still consumed dairy and I still consumed eggs, but I did not consume any meat products. It was easy for me because, like I said, I never liked the taste, the texture, or anything about it. And then when I was 30 years old, somebody asked me, "Hey, if you are so healthy and committed to your health and everything, and you're all about the animals, why are you still consuming dairy?" And
Mm.
I was like, wow, that's a good question. Let me ask myself this question. And I didn't have an answer. So I started doing more research about the effects of dairy on our bodies and watched a few documentaries. And after that, I became vegan and had been vegan for 7 years.
Mm.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was feeling, really good and everything was good. And then in 2021, November of 2021, my hair started falling out. Well, actually, October, my hair started falling out, my eyelashes started falling out. And I was like, what in the world is really going on? And I had extreme fatigue. My muscles and joints were aching. I had gotten COVID really bad in August, and I just thought that it was the side effects from COVID. But then when I finally realized just how bad the hair loss was, I was like, there has to be something else.
Wow, that's an interesting thought.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know
Yeah.
I've I know I definitely have heard that with COVID you experienced some hair loss as well.
I'm so sorry, you guys, that my phone keeps cutting in and out.
No,
Is
that's okay.
Is it stop? Do I stop talk? Can you not hear me when it cuts out?
Yeah, it
No.
freezes
Okay.
too.
Yeah, it freezes.
Okay. So so when my hair started falling out, I knew that something was pretty wrong. So I went to the doctor and got some blood work done. And then at my follow-up appointment in November of 2021, it came back that I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which
Oh,
is a thyroid condition, an autoimmune condition when your thyroid is being attacked. And that explained why I had such significant hair loss, about the muscle aching, the joints aching, the extreme fatigue. And at that point in time, the doctor that I went to go see, he's a kinesiologist, chiropractor, so he's into alternative medicine and everything. But he said, listen, your levels are all over the place. And quite honestly, you are malnourished because your body is not absorbing any of the nutrients that you're consuming because you are in a fight or flight stage.
wow.
He said, in order to really get this under control, you are going to have to make some significant lifestyle changes, and eating meat is going to be one of them. And I can remember sitting in his office and literally having an emotional breakdown
Mhm.
and felt like my world was crashing down in front of me because I didn't know anything else besides being vegetarian or vegan for 26 years, 27 years,
Wow.
And
Wow.
Wow.
yeah, so it was really hard, and for a while I just couldn't accept it and I didn't want to accept it. And he said, if you don't make these changes, these are going to be the repercussions of what happens.
Mhm.
And he said, you have to make a decision. How committed are you to your health? Are you committed to your health, or are you committed to saving the animals? which is B. I said, listen, dude, I need some time to process
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
information. Okay. So I agreed in his office, I agreed that I was going to go on a bone broth and juice cleanse for 10 days to really just like be able to process this information and figure out what am I going to do from here.
Yeah.
So, so I went on that bone broth and juice cleanse, and to be honest with you, I felt so energized and fulfilled and nourished. And um, I decided that I am committed to my health and I am going to do what it takes. And when I start consuming meat, I'm going to be extremely mindful of the source of where I'm buying it or getting it from. And so I set out to connect with local farmers and people that I know who raise their own animals. And so that's what I did. And I will tell you this, that at the beginning of this whole thing, a lot of times I would feel like a 5-year-old having a temper tantrum at the dinner table because I would have a hard time eating and consuming these meals because I just don't like the taste, the texture, or anything. And nobody was there making me do it. I had to do this on my own, and I had to be committed to it. And for a long time, for basically the whole year of 2021 all the way up until just about 4 months ago, I was quiet about this. I didn't come out and tell anybody besides my closest friends and family. I didn't tell my followers. I didn't tell my clients. I didn't say anything because I had fear that I was going to be judged, and I had fear that people were going to ridicule me and I was going to lose clients. And I felt alone for a long time dealing with this. And for a long time, I couldn't even talk about it without feeling really emotional about it. And then I was on a podcast in the UK, and that's when I came out and publicly said, this is what's going on with me. And from that point forward, I have been able to feel the sense of freedom. And when I came out and told my clients, and I did another live on my Facebook, I actually got a lot of positive reinforcement from people. And there was maybe a 2 or 3 people that gave me pushback. And the people closest in my life said, if you lose clients and if people give you pushback, then those people are not meant to be in your life.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
They weren't meant to come with you on this journey. They have a
That's
choice to go on this journey, so let them fall off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have felt really empowered, and now that I'm, a year plus into this journey, I feel it's a lot easier for me to, consume a variety of products. I've figured out that the easiest way for me to eat enough calories and protein and a variety of foods is to combine animal protein and plant-based protein mixed together with a lot of different vegetables because it masks the texture. So it's just finding your way. And that's thing when we're eating, because with these autoimmune conditions, there's foods that we should be consuming, there's foods that we shouldn't be consuming, and it's really about figuring out how committed are you to your health.
Exactly.
And we have to marry our lifestyle, because that's how committed we have to be. Because when two people get married, they're committed. So we have to take that same concept and marry ourselves
Mm,
into our ideal lifestyle.
It's self-love.
It
I mean,
is.
it just is because you're putting yourself first.
That's right. And a lot of people say, oh, that's, selfish, but it's not. Putting yourself first is the most important thing.
Mhm.
If we are not fulfilled and feeling good, then we're not going to be able to be of service to anyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And foods are so much more powerful than we think about them. So many
Mhm.
times we just eat what sounds good or what we think is going to feel good in our stomach, but we need to be more cognitive of all the
Mhm.
nutrients that we need to be having, especially with autoimmune conditions. And a lot of
Mhm.
those ingredients can actually help with inflammation.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, most definitely. And, so it's really important to be mindful of what foods work well for our own individual self.
Exactly.
Thing that,
Exactly.
I've had to learn over time is the foods that I were eating before was causing a ton of inflammation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I had eczema really bad and just all this stuff.
Mhm.
And then when I'm a huge believer in fasting.
Yeah.
So I believe that if we are able to do a 2 or 3 day just all water fast and then come off that and slowly reintroduce foods and be paying attention to how those foods react to your body.
Yeah.
So when I did that, I realized that white rice and grains and beans were causing a lot of bloating in me.
Mm.
And I had to eliminate those from my diet for a while
Yeah.
and then slowly reintroduce, higher quality. It's all about the quality of food. So I has anyone heard of the Dirty Dozen or the Clean 15?
No, I haven't.
No. No.
Okay. So if you Google that, the Dirty Dozen are 12 vegetables and fruits that are highly laden with pesticides, and
Wow.
those Dirty Dozens should always be organic. N-
Okay.
Now things like avocados or bananas or watermelon and things with a thick skin, you don't necessarily need to buy those organic. But
Mm.
things that you eat, the flesh, like apples, peaches, strawberries, grapes, tomatoes, all of those should for sure be organic.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
And
what is the definition of organic? I've
Yeah,
always
what's
thought
the
that
difference?
organic meant that it wasn't genetically modified organisms.
so
Correct?
organic, so yes, to an extent. So organic means that they're not sprayed with pesticides. It's the
Oh,
growing practices. Now, it gets a little bit tricky, to be honest with you, with organic because uh, organic has become just a large spectrum of foods, and so a lot of times the United States government allows farmers and producers to use chemicals up to a certain point in the growing process.
Mm.
So we have to be mindful, okay, of what are we consuming. And honestly, the best thing to do is to go to a local farmer in your area and
yeah.
buy from them. If you're not able to grow your own food, go to a local farmer in your area.
So the
And
farmers markets.
yeah, so the farmers markets and just googling local farmers near me.
Mhm.
Now, I'm excited because New You is going to be creating a platform that is going to start encompassing all of those farmers nationwide.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good.
That's
That's good.
amazing.
Mhm,
Congratulations.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
big step.
the thing.
So, speaking of self-love and it being Valentine's Day, we had a couple
Yes.
questions for you just geared towards self-care, dating, aphrodisiacs.
Mhm,
Well, what would you say are some good tips to conquer emotional eating?
I think that's a great one. I think that we all are emotional eaters in one aspect. So again, it goes back to how committed are you to your health and to your lifestyle. Now, I know that we all have those days when we are emotionally eating and things like that. One of the best tips that I have to offer is get a pack of sticky notes. And on those sticky notes, write out your goals. Write out little notes to yourself. Do I need this? Is this, if I consume this, is it going to make me feel good?
mhm,
Is this nourishing?
mhm,
So little notes and put them on your refrigerator, on your
mhm,
cabinets, on
mhm.
your mirror, anywhere that you're going to be reminded of what
That's
are your goals.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a
I
good
love it.
tip. That's a good tip. So how do you stay committed on your goals when you're dating? Because like me, I tend to eat like my husband
Yeah.
Hmm.
sometimes, or I either have to cook a meal for them
Hmm.
and then a separate meal for me because I
Yeah.
mainly eat plant-based. But they
Right.
like all your pork and your beef and your dairy, and I can't do all that.
Sure.
So what do you think?
Well, I think again, it goes back. I'm always going to go back to this.
Yeah.
Always going to go back to what is your level of commitment
Mm,
to yourself?
yeah.
And we always have to put ourselves first. Because if we are not putting ourselves first, then we're not going to be able to be performing at our best. We're not going to be able to be of service, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So the person that we are dating, they're going to know what our health, parameters are, and our barriers and things like that. So
Yeah, because I know when I'm dating someone, I like to cook a lot of really good food that I probably wouldn't cook for myself, you know?
I know. I know.
Oh, I think you muted.
Yeah. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. I think you're muted. Uh-uh. So, anyways, I'm
Mm,
super excited to talk to her, you guys, about how we did the deadly nightshades for Halloween and the
yeah.
triggers. We're going to be talking about aphrodisiacs that are naturally found in food. So, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, honey. We all need some of that, especially today.
Yeah. I actually didn't know that you could find aphrodisiacs in just regular food. I knew about clams or oysters, but I didn't know that you could find aphrodisiacs in any other foods.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of my favorite foods is strawberries.
Strawberries,
Uh-huh.
are those an aphrodisiac?
Yeah.
Are they?
I think so.
Hmm.
Well, we finna learn, but I think so. I really do. Because she did a special about strawberries. And
Okay.
she talked about them.
Okay, I like strawberries. They're good for you. See if she's
Yeah.
unmuted yet. Maybe just a little Wi-Fi problem.
Yeah.
So if you were to guess what the aphrodisiacs are, Shantae, what would you guess?
Mm, I don't know. Let me see.
So let's share some comments while we're waiting for her sound to
Yeah.
come back on.
Oh, yes, it is. Even if you're not with somebody right now, self-love is important.
Self-love is so important.
Love yourself first, honey. Date yourself. Marry yourself.
Yes.
Of
Very good
course.
topic. Thank you for sharing. So I kind of wrote like a little poem for this month, and it was love, when you're thinking about love, love is within you, it's within me, and it's always here in our community.
Mm-hmm. That is.
I've been writing a lot of poetry lately. That was just a little one. Okay. You know what's so funny is this exact same thing happened during our Deadly Nightshades for Halloween.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we couldn't hear it anymore. The exact same thing
Oh,
happened.
I think it's the service.
Yeah.
You want to try to sign? You want to sign out and come again?
Let's see. Okay, try to speak, Jill. Let's see if we can hear you now. Oh, it happens sometimes, you guys. We're talking from across the globe, so sometimes
Yeah.
we lose reception. So this one says no beans. I agree with that. I have trouble
Yeah.
with dairy. I can't do dairy at all. And I did notice when I did like a cleanse that suddenly you like are so sensitive to everything. So what she was saying about
That's
do
true.
detox, that's when you're able to, because you don't have all the lining in your intestines of food you weren't able to digest. So when you do cleanses and things like that, and then you start fresh with a like an elimination diet of trying to see what works for you and what doesn't, that's when you can really have a reaction to something.
Exactly. I always have the worst reactions right after I come off of a cleanse.
Okay.
Your body will
I
let
know.
you.
Isn't that funny? I can do dairy like when I'm not eating healthy and it won't bother me. When I'm eating healthy, like the minute I have anything dairy, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
And I think that's because our colon is already so backed up.
yep.
So the food doesn't affect us as much. But when we cleanse, it's nothing. So it's just reacting off of anything we put into it.
Okay, can we hear you?
I'm so sorry.
It happens. It happens.
Okay, so we were just getting ready to talk about aphrodisiacs, and me and Shantae gave a couple guesses. Shantae thought maybe one of them would be strawberries. I could only think about oysters. I don't really know.
I don't know why I thought about bananas, just because it's V-Day. We can talk wrong. Because
Because
y'all know why I thought it was a banana.
Right.
The curvature.
Well, I will tell you that our mind, our brain, is our biggest sex organ.
I believe that.
Okay. So so our mind is the biggest sex organ because it controls our thoughts, our everything, right?
Yeah.
So no wonder you thought that banana was an aphrodisiac. That's what your mind tells you.
Like, give me that banana. Let me take some of that banana. You know?
Okay, so what are some foods that we could consume? As we know, a lot of times battling autoimmune conditions, you do tend to lose sex drive. So
Mhm.
what are some natural food aphrodisiacs that we could consume to get us in the mood this Valentine's Day?
Yes. Well, I think that chocolate covered strawberries is a very popular Valentine's Day treat. And strawberries is a natural aphrodisiac.
Okay.
Strawberries contain nutrients that support a healthy sex life. Just a cup of strawberries contains about 149% of the recommended daily value of vitamin C, which is a nutrient that boosts your sex drive. And then, of course, we know that chocolate is a long time aphrodisiac. So the combination of strawberries and chocolate is a great one. Now, I have one combination that, from personal experience, I can tell you is amazing.
It worked.
Wow.
Okay.
What is it?
So, watermelon escalates the amount of nitric oxide in the body. And this means that the blood vessels relax and circulation speeds up. So, this increases arousal. Okay.
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
So
Oh
I
my
need to run to the store and get some watermelon
Well, get your shopping
and a
list.
banana.
Two more that make this watermelon lemon drink. Okay. Oh, I just gave you another. So citrus fruits such as grapefruits, oranges, and lemons can boost your confidence and your performance in bed. So again,
Wait, what does?
um, citrus. So
Citrus,
yep,
really?
grapefruit, oranges, and lemons. So
Okay.
again, vitamin C. And vitamin C has been found to improve overall sperm health in men and decrease
Wow.
the risk of infertility in both sexes. So you want to add watermelon and lemon and then a splash of pomegranate because pomegranate has so many antioxidants, and pomegranates are one of the most powerful aphrodisiacs of them all.
Wow.
Yes.
No wonder my
So,
pomegranate martini makes me feel that way.
right. Hello.
Pomegranate. I'm writing it down. You said pomegranate. We're gonna put a star next to
Yep.
pomegranate.
So, pomegranate, watermelon, and lemon. And I will tell you this, if your guy drinks this consistently, then his erection will be like really hard and great.
Wow.
Yes.
Why my skin crawling? Think of, so you said watermelon, watermelon, lemon.
Wa-
Can you
Lemon
write this
and
down?
a splash of pomegranate.
Okay, what is split?
Yep.
Yes,
Oh
man.
yeah. So
Hey,
everybody,
we actually had a question come in.
okay?
This viewer says, speaking of dairy, lactose milk vs almond milk, which is better? Do you have a
Mm,
preference on milk alternatives? That's a good question. I'm
yeah,
very lactose intolerant
Thank
myself.
yeah, me
for the
too.
question. So I'm not a I believe that almond milk is going to be better than your dairy milk because what happens is dairy does cause inflammation in our bodies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So stay away from dairy. That means cheese, milk, ice cream, sour cream, butter, all of those.
Dressing.
However, there are so many alternatives. Basically, every dairy product has an alternative to a non dairy item. So I really enjoy shopping at Trader Joe's because Trader Joe's has a wide variety of non dairy products that taste really good and have great texture as well.
Okay. What do you think
Mm.
about coconut milk versus almond milk or soy milk? I know soy
Yeah.
milk is known to be mass produced as far as the soybeans go, and they don't recommend it because it can help with, or it can kind of throw off women's estrogen. What's your
So
yeah?
so there's so with all of these plant-based milks, to be honest with you, they're mass consuming producing all of these things, right? So almonds and oats and
Oh, yeah.
coconut. So it's all mass, all mass, you know, huge quantities. So we have to pick and choose our battles and
Yeah.
Yeah.
choose what we're, willing to sacrifice and what we're not willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I would definitely stay away from oat milk. And the reason for oat milk to stay away from is because they add canola oil. And
Oh,
canola oil is horrible for us. If you had to choose between almond milk or coconut milk, either one. It just is your preference. Coconut milk tends to be a little bit more like creamy, but it really just depends on what is your preference.
okay. All
Okay.
right. Well, thank you for all this information today, Jill.
Yeah, I'm learning today.
How can everyone find you and get behind the works that you're doing? How can they contact you if they want to learn more about your food programs and healthier eating?
Yeah, for sure. So my biggest social media platform is on Facebook, and you can find me at NUYOU Cooking and Consulting on Facebook, or I'm also on Instagram at NewU_cooking, and my website is www.newucooking.com.
I love that. You guys got to check her out. You should see some of the food pictures. Just amazing combinations that you would have never thought of.
Yes, ma'am. And the fact that you've taken all this from your own experience just makes it even more credible and awesome.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of the, encouragement and compliments. And it's just really a gift to be able to give back to the community. And it's my mission to positively impact the lives of as many people as I possibly can.
Yes, you're doing
That's
it.
so amazing. And you're even inspiring me to change some of the ways that I was eating before. So you guys know where to find her, get behind her, check her food out. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity. And some of the combinations she comes up with, you guys, you would never think that you could consume that many fruits and vegetables in one sitting, but the way that she cuts everything and the way she combines things with dressings, and it's very impressive. So don't sleep on this one.
Well, thank you so much. And I also just want to give one more plug to find me. So I have another platform, a lifestyle platform called Nubo3, and we have a weekly podcast that happens every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can find all of that information on my Facebook page, or you can visit www.nubo3.com.
Good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jill, for everything that you're doing for wellness for our autoimmune community. I would think it's amazing.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you all so much for having me. I really appreciate it very much.
I hope that you guys have an amazing day of love. And remember that love is within you, it's within me, and you can find it here in our community.
Yes.
Have a great, amazing day, guys. Until next time, fly free.
Thank you.
I've been waiting for so long, girl, yeah, to be with you alone, girl, yeah. Move your back against the wall, girl. Don't be afraid, won't let you fall, girl.